Thank you.
After playing 71 games last season, and now 47 this season after today, was it like as a veteran captain playing only 61% of the season?
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, right? Thanks.
Did you ever saw yourself playing 400 games in this league?
No, I mean, it's one of those things as a young player, you come in and, um, you want to stick around as long as you can. And, obviously the goal is to play in the NHL. And, at the end of the day, I played one game and, that's not to say that I can't get back there. And, obviously it's not the year that we wanted, but, teams go through stuff like this and organizations go through things like this.
You've been with Hershey 7 full seasons, 9 total. This is just the second season where you weren't in the playoffs. What's it like mentally coming to the rink to prepare, still helping your team grow when you're not in playoff contention?
Yeah, I mean, you just come and try and focus on the little things. And at the end of the day, when you're in situations like that and you're trying to, guys are trying to get contracts and guys are trying to somebody, because at the end of the day, the goal obviously is to win, but the goal is to try and play in the NHL. And so, if you're a young guy in the organization, you're trying to come in and impress somebody.
I noticed that you were from Saskatchewan. Are you going to go back to Humboldt at all and try and help out in that community this offseason?
Yeah, I haven't been back actually in a couple of years, but we are going to head back this summer. So it's about an hour and a half, 35 minutes from where I live. So we've tried to do as much as we can. I've got a stick from that game I'll send home, for raffles and auctions and stuff like that. So we'll try and do as much as we can. It's obviously it hits home, a little harder when it's something so close to where I grew up. And the hours that I've spent on a bus traveling, or it hits close to home. And yeah, I think anytime you lose that many people in an accident, that many people that play the same game that we do, it could have been any of us. And you hate to see it, but it's tough to look at for sure.
All right, having a full year to reflect, what is it like getting that recall to the Washington Capitals, to actually getting tossed out of the circle to let you take the draw?
Yeah, I mean, that's obviously for myself. It's a highlight in my career. Getting that call last year at the end of the season and being able to go up and play is obviously an unbelievable event. And have my family there, both my little girls there, was a pretty special night.
After a season like this, you're going to go on vacation. When are you going to start training and get back on the ice and prepare for next season?
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody's a little bit different. A younger guy can take a little bit less time off. An older guy can take a little bit more. But, I've kind of stuck to a routine that, you just kind of stick with. And it's tough sometimes getting back in the gym if you take too much time off. So as for dates, I'm not sure exactly yet, but definitely take a couple weeks off, maybe, about a month and then get back into it. Because if you take too long, it's tough to get back into it.
How do you approach practices and games with the young prospects?
Yeah, I think it's, you're going into a spot where you're trying to, you're trying to help those guys out, help those guys get to the next level. There's obviously guys in that room that are going to play in the NHL, and, you're just trying to help them get there.
Who has been your favorite line mate so far this year?
My favorite line mate this year? Well, I played a lot with Siller and Liam O'Brien, so, I think for the style game that we play and, kind of in your face and kind of tenacious on the forecheck, probably those two guys.
What player or players were your inspiration?
I had a guy that I grew up watching at home. Garrett Mitchell was his name. Played in the NHL for quite a while. Played against him, actually. He was in Manitoba. So I grew up watching him play in junior. He was the captain in junior. For myself, it was Garrett Mitchell and a guy by the name of Rick Rippon. He's not with us anymore. But growing up watching him captain of the Regina Pats was pretty special, and a guy that I kind of pat in my game after. Thanks, guys.
Out of all the memories you've had here at Hershey, what would you say your biggest memory is?
I think obviously winning Calder Cups here is, tough to top that list. So probably those back-to-back years that we won there was probably the best hockey that I've played in Hershey.
When you went over and played in the Olympics, what kind of competition was that compared to the AHL?
I mean, obviously you got, probably better players over there. You got teams that come from the best of their country. So, other than the NHL guys, the best players in the world. So, the competition was great.
Is there any significance in you wearing the number 17?
Nope. Came here when I was 19. My first year pro, they gave me no option for numbers, and 17 was my number.
Chris, you've been on the Hershey Bears for a long time. What makes this place so special?
I think exactly what you saw here tonight. It's a kind of meaningless game, last game of the year, and you get over 10,000 fans here. So to play in front of that crowd every night is definitely something special.
This is only the third time in your career that you missed the playoffs, 2011, 2014, and this year. How does a season like this build your character?
Yeah, I mean, first time I ever missed it in the AHL. The only other 2 times I missed playoffs was when I was in Europe. So never have I not made the playoffs over here in the AHL. It's not fun. It's not something I ever want to do again.
Chris, you're a great veteran in this league. What's it like mentoring guys like Johansson, O'Brien, Vrana, players like that?
Yeah, it's great. That's part of the job of being an older guy is kind of help mentor those guys and make sure they're doing the right things on and off the ice to make to the NHL. It's good to see those guys have some success.
What are your thoughts on being inside the top 8 in all-time scoring in Bears history, just in front of the Bears legend, Mitch Lemare?
Yeah, it's not something that I look into. Obviously, as I'm still playing, I'm sure when I'm done playing, I'll reflect back on my career and see where I sit on those lists and maybe smile. I don't know. Don't really think about it too much.
I noticed you played at Cushing Academy growing up. Why did you choose Cushing?
Growing up in Boston, prep school was kind of the peak of hockey at that age level. Obviously, I wanted to go to college, and I thought that was the best route to go to prep school. And had a visit at Cushing Academy, and had a great visit. Loved the campus, loved the coaches, and loved the program. So it was kind of a no-brainer for me.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Chris.
Thanks, Chris.
Yeah.
Appreciate
Great
it.
season, buddy.
Nice to meet you as well.
Appreciate it. Thank you.